Ladies and gentlemen, greetings of the day. Thanks Kitsun and Ikai for imparting knowledge of latest SafeX solution and new era radio model EON. So after this introduction, I am Rajesh Chibber to talk about dispatch solution being used for control rooms. So dispatch solutions have proven their advantage and they are meeting business needs of our customers since the analog era. Today, our business-specific applications help in increasing efficiency, safety, and productivity of our customers. We thank each one of you for putting efforts to educate customers about the different applications based on the solution. Dispatch solution is becoming mandatory requirement for many of our customers. Our solution providers are always putting their efforts to develop new features for meeting customization requirement of our customers. They also take care of our existing deployment to provide upgrades for keeping them in line with new firmware as well as newly added useful features of the radio. With continuous efforts of our application developers, the upgrades on the same are offered periodically by them. So recently, when we talk about TurboNet has provided the upgrades and new features on Turbo SOS. The TurboNet updates Android 10 favorite contacts, night mode, and request to talk, also known as RTT. There are enhanced versions in radio allocation, alarm handling, report, and telephone connectivity. Their latest version supports all new features like dynamic user alias, call handover, single slot data, cancel emergency on subscriber in CapMax system, also inbound data and in-band GPS. Smart PTT have also provided the upgrades and new features recently. This includes integration of Avigilon cameras. There is an upgrade in web client, dispatch authentication, and also in profiling. Now mobile client is available with GPS tracking. Cross-patching with other smart PT dispatchers is also available for AGC for incoming radio calls. The new version of dispatcher is fully compatible with our latest firmware 2020.02. These dispatch solutions are mainly focusing on wireless system with full radio features integration. There are many customers who have requirement for voice-only networks to integrate their different voice resources available with them. And they may be having some different technologies radio also. To bridge this gap, we have introduced Aptech solution. So Aptech Scout, which is one of the model of this Aptech solution, Aptech Scout meets the requirement of total dispatch solution based on voice communication interfaces. This solution complements our existing solutions. The solution is much more robust with the provision of redundancy and load sharing configurations. The solution is scalable to start with 4 endpoints to numerous endpoints, or we call it voice channels. Aptech also provides compatibility with different type of analog and digital radios, trunking systems, PABX, and SIP connections. Aptech also provides wireline connectivity and integration with POC solutions as well. Aptech is a known name in the field of voice dispatch solutions, and they are keeping their customers updated since last 3 decades. So they have 30 years of experience. To keep their clients updated, Aptech introduces the latest generation system periodically. Presently, their fourth generation equipment is keeping pace with the latest trend and technologies. Presently, the deployment of the system includes more than 1,200 systems with over 10,000 positions. Aptech, if you see, is completely based on IP network, mainly divided into three parts. Number one is the dispatch console, three different model of dispatch consoles that adapt to the customer needs. Number two is a VP gate or system server. This is a gateway that processes all the different communication protocols. It is configurable for solo operation, redundant, or load sharing connectivity. We have wireless interfaces, we have computer aided dispatchers, CAD, which is known, then telephone and voice loggers. So third is Outpost Plus, which can connect the donor radios like your radio, analog radio, digital radio, or the repeaters. And we can connect even the telephone lines. So when we talk about Scout solution, the Scout Aptech Scout console have three models: Scout 400, Scout 800, and Scout EX. The GUI of dispatcher is having lot of flexibility in customization. Solution can handle from one position up to 200 positions. It can be configured in window-based desktop or laptop and even in tablet. System can be configured through wired, Wi-Fi or LTE IP links. So the dispatcher models are configured as per number of endpoints being configured and handled by the dispatcher. For 4 or less than 4 endpoints, you can start with Scout 400, and for above 4 and up to 8 endpoints, you can offer Scout 800, and for more than 8 endpoints, you can offer Scout EX, which can connect as many endpoints you want. The advantage in this concept is customer purchases license based on number of concurrent groups or the endpoints being handled by the dispatcher. And it is nothing to do with number of field users being controlled by these dispatchers. So this is one of the advantage that you are paying only for the endpoints which are configured in your dispatcher. So when we say about customization of the dispatcher, we can do customization for the ease of operation by reducing the number of click to ensure smooth operation in multiple dispatch scenario. You can customize the color schemes such as white for disconnect, like you can see in the screen. So white can be for the disconnect, green can be for the unselect, or red can be for selected endpoint, and violet can be used for patching, orange can be used for the hold, or as per your choice. So we can also toggle between select unselect, because normal steps are disconnect, unselect, select, and then again disconnect. So this depends on the way dispatcher wants to operate. So because when you have a lot of load, you want to configure the way you want. So this can be connected like you select and you go to the other one, automatically this will be unselected and you go to the second one. So I'll give you the example, like in the second one, you can see that the moment I select radio 1, it becomes red, and the pop-up screen show me the list of channels available and on which channel I am logged right now. So I can steer the channel as per my requirement. Okay. But at the same time, suppose I want to change, or this I was talking about a radio. In a scenario of telephone, which you can see three numbers of the telephones which we are showing. So when you go to that one, so in that, the moment you select telephone, your pop-up screen of dialer pad should come, or maybe the your speed dial numbers that should come. So then your radio which you had selected should go automatically unselect. So you can see in the screen, like earlier, the radio 1 was red, now it has become green. Now, at the same time, you are talking on the telephone. But meanwhile, you get a urgent call from the radio. So what you want to do with this telephone? So the moment you go over there, do you want that this telephone should be disconnected or it should go on the hold? So right, if I select that this radio should go on the hold, I will go directly on radio channel 2. So the moment I pressed radio 2, this telephone goes on the hold. Like you can see right now, it is orange. So that call is not disconnected. And you can see in the screen, you can see now the channels programmed in this radio. So, there are so many ways and customization which you can do. Uh, Other thing is like you can have different priorities also. Like suppose you have only uh, say 3 radios which are shared by 4 5 dispatchers. Out of that, suppose one dispatcher is a supervisor and he wants a priority. So we can define the priority assuming that dispatcher 1 is busy on one radio, and meanwhile supervisor wants to convey some important message. So he can get a priority. So the moment he will go on that and he'll find that this radio is busy, he can override the ongoing call to announce his urgent requirement. In addition to that, we can have a single clicks because when you are handling big traffic, you need even single key should be saved. Like if I press 2 3 keys, 2 3 times, you can use a touch screen also as well. But assuming that you are in aviation sector, and in aviation sector you are getting some call that he wants to know the status of some arrival or departure, so we can configure the browser. So the moment you will press that, like there is a browser box. So the moment you will press this box, okay, you will land up directly on the website which is already configured, or you can select the browser by your own choice. Now you got a message what you want, like arrival of such and such flight, and that you have seen. Now you want to go back on the main screen. So you can see at the bottom, I can give a single key press and I am back on my screen. So in addition to that, there are so many other customization we are providing, and this is with the experience of our last 30 years and behavior of different dispatchers. So we can have the tabular form of our different type of requirements which we can do, which can include even the recordings. Like we have instant radio recording review, which can be last for 24 hours. So assuming that you were on one telephone and meanwhile somebody on the radio was giving you some important message, but you are busy in the conversation, so it will ensure that that is being recorded and you can recall that recording instantly. Same way, you can have your contact list, and you can have different kind of volumes. Like volumes, when I'm saying the volume control, because you have a different speakers like speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, and your headset also. So you can monitor or you can control all of the volumes also through this tab. So many of the functions which you will find in the training, when you will go for the administrative training, you will find that it has lot of customization provisions which you can do as per the requirement of the user. Now the next important thing is your scout system, that is called VP Gate. So VP Gate is a system manager which is virtual server of this dispatch solution. VP Gate function includes configurations, admin operations, and data management. So all these things are being done through this VP Gate. So VP Gate software can be hosted on PC or on server, which depends upon number of sites which you are handling, number of endpoints, and number of dispatchers along with their locations. Because locations are different, then you can also decide that your quantum of the data is very high and you want that it should be handled through the server. So that can be decided, and our technical experts can also guide our customer that which kind of you know computer or server they should select. So VPGate has technology agnostic protocols to translate various open and proprietary protocols, and it also handles the technologies available in the market, which are many of the proprietary technologies. And that customer sometime when you go and he wants to migrate to our solution, but sometime it is his concern that what I will do with my existing technology radios, how I will able to interoperate. So Aptec provides the solution to that. And VPGate is also controlling communication interface and even the voice loggers. The VPGate can be configured with hot standby for the dispersed locations, like our, that CMSS does. So same way, you can, configure the VPGate on 2 different locations or 3 different locations, or can also be configured for the load sharing. Suppose your load is very high and you want that it should be shared by different VP gates. So that can also be done as per your deployment architecture. So to avoid heavy data load on IP network, we also have an option of Scout Frontier. Scout Frontiers is, it compresses the LAN-based multicast messages into unicast messages and tunnel them these messages across the WAN for point-to-point communication. For example, we have 2 sites like we are showing here. So, in one of the site, we have few endpoints and dispatchers also. On other site also, we have endpoints and the telephone and dispatchers also. But these dispatchers want to communicate with each other also. So instead of broadcasting the entire LAN data to the other side of the LAN data, which is you can understand that it needs lot of buffer. So to avoid this thing, we can bundle that thing and compress that data, and before sending the WAN for point to point, it should go in very compressed way so that we can avoid heavy data load on the WAN. So when we talk about the compatibility of Scout solution, that is available for 28 wireline protocols, 18 wireless protocols, conventional and analog solutions, IP telephony, we can work on LT technology. Then we have a lot of auxiliary input and output, which includes relay and so many contact ports. So dispatch system can be interfaced with PBX, and all known of the PBX brands are also available like Avaya, Cisco, Pytel, SEC. The wireline connectivity, I think you are aware that it provides direct interface with the radio system. For example, connectivity with this wireline connectivity to your EPCO system or P25 other systems also. We can have DMR tier 3 systems, CAP plus system, or IPsec system. We have this wireline connectivity with even NextEdge, which is one of the technology you are aware, then IDES, and many of the other listed here. You can see in this chart. Wireline connectivity is available with conventional radios as well. This includes many other brand repeaters listed here. You can see the list. It is covering most of our known brands which are available in the market. So the Scout can be interfaced with different computer-aided dispatch solutions, as I explained in my previous slides. So this also includes the major CAD systems like Ansaldo, Clever, EIS, Hexagon, Talisman, Trapeze, and other major CAD systems which are listed here. So although FTech Scout has an option of instant recording recall facility, like I explained in my previous slides, which remains available only for 24 hours. So after 24 hours, it automatically, erases and it will start recording the new conversations. In addition to this IRR facility, Scout has an option to connect with external voice loggers, which includes even NICE, Jotron, and other major voice loggers which are mentioned in this list. So third important module, which is Outpost and intelligent 4-port voice over IP solution. This is a hardware which is deployed on various sites for connecting donor radios, repeaters of different protocols such as DTMF, quick call, 5-tone, 2-tone, MBP27, MDC 1200, and many other listed here you can see in the list. We can also connect PBX through the Outpost Plus. It has provision for connecting internal Ethernet as well, RS-232C digital signaling for the radios, Jackbox for desk mic, input output box and relay sets. So input output box can be stacked up to 96 input and output points can be connected to one Outpost Plus. So the Output Plus is an external hardware to connect analog or digital radios, repeaters, and telephone interface. FTech Scout offers many professional peripherals for the ease of dispatch operation. For the high audio quality, speaker with select, unselect indication on each speaker, because operator wants to see that which speaker I'm hearing. So all those things can be provided through the indication on each speaker. So microphones with ruggedized connector having PTT indication with counter key design PTT. Then we have ruggedized foot switch also for hands-free operation. So one thing is that you can press the PTT through your touch screen, and when you're busy and you want your hands to be free, so you can use a foot PTT. So we have a heavy-duty jack box for connecting different headsets for various type of operations. The FTech solution has been deployed in many of the public safety organizations. Few of them have been shown here in this list, which includes AAA Air Ambulance, Fairmont Police, West Virginia State Police, Westminster, Anderson County, Madison County, and other listed in this complete chart. In aviation also, the all top most important aviation companies of US like American Airlines, Delta, JetBlue, Boeing, Alaska, and Southwest, they are also using FTech solution. American Airlines is one of the largest deployment, having over 2,000 endpoints, or we can call it groups, being served through 200 plus dispatch positions from their central dispatch hub. So, this is a major tool which is being used for the entire communication among ground to ground, and even on many places we use it for ground to air also. In rail sector also, we have United Pacific, which is called UP, one of the largest freight railroad in the world. Canadian National, which is called CN also, then CSX, Norfolk, Southern, which is called NS also. In utility sector, we have Big Rivers, Suncor, Horizon Utilities, IREA, Diversified Electric, New Hampshire Electric, Energy United, and many more which are listed here. And you can see all these in our different case studies and the website also. So we have presence in manufacturing and retail sector also, which includes all major brands like BMW, Caterpillar, Toyota, Ford, Apple, Merck, Staples, Lilly, Nike, then Lendal, and many others. In oil and gas industry, again, it covers the BP, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, Western Refining, ConocoPhillips, and many other. In hospitality and education with logistics sector, we are covering MGM, then Clemson University, BY University, UPS, FedEx, and many more. So you can find case studies available on our website and the showcase also which we are presenting tomorrow. So you can visit to the showcase also where you will find all these. So when we summarize about EdTech solution, it is unified desktop communication solution. EdTech Scout is a proven, scalable, voice-only solution. It is having best-in-class audio quality. System has reliability with provision of redundant or load sharing capabilities. It is compatible with many open and proprietary protocols, which I've shown you in my slides. So for support, when we see for our partners, FTech has online training, which has lot of interactive techniques to teach your sales and technical teams. We encourage each one of you to register yourself for these trainings to explore more about FTech solution. And I also thank to many of you who have already completed the training or undergoing this training. You can get product presentation, case studies, brochures, and information about campaign at connectftechinc.com. I'm your ambassador for APAC region for supporting you for developing your bill of material, even the proposal. We can do the sales presentations, even demo kits. I will also be conducting webinars on FTech during next month. We will inform you about the same whenever it is all means planned and scheduled. In addition to above, we have live technical support 24/7 as per severity and problem being observed by our customer. So this is very well explained in our sales training, and I encourage each one of you to at least go through the sales training to understand what kind of different modules and what is the modus operandi of entire support. I also invite you for tomorrow's showcase. Please visit showcase on dispatch solution for more details and live chat. So ladies and gentlemen, this was my last slide. Thank you very much for patiently listening me. So before I say goodbye to you, I am leaving you with a video which will explain more about EdTech solution. Thank you